the Lutz Academy. Jared Couture here again, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Locrian mode. Alright? Locrian is the 7th mode coming out of major. So, to be totally honest, Locrian is probably the least used mode in a sense. It's the least used as its own tonal center. Like to say Locrian is a key, and we start on B, right? In this case, B is the 7th note of C. So if we were to just start on B and just jam on this chord, it's pretty rare that this really happens. I mean, sure it happens, but it's kind of rare. The more common time that you see this, it actually acts as a 2 chord in minor, right? Because remember, we talked about Ionian being normal major and Aeolian being normal minor. Now remember, Aeolian is from 6. Now that's 6, 7. Now if we called 6, 1, let's say A, let's say we call that 1 now, B is just the second note away, it's 2, right? So most commonly, when you hear this kind of sound, it's really acting like a 2 chord in the key of A minor. Something like 2, 5, 1. So I played B minor 7 flat 5, which is the chord that this 7th note produces, right? And then I played E7, sharp 9, and then A minor. So anyway, Locrian, it's pretty rare that you just play Locrian and that's like the key. It happens sometimes in like metal and in some other genres, and if you just want to make something sound kind of like evil or just like really dark or like really dirty, you know. So it's like something like this, right? Like this kind of sound. It's not the most pleasing sound, but that's what it is. So let's go ahead and check it out, and just know that Locrian normally acts like a 2 in a minor key. That's really its most normal place that it exists, and that happens all the time in music, happens all the time in songs, anything in any minor key, there's always a 2 chord. You know, normally there's 2, 5, 1, especially in jazz. We use it in jazz a lot. So I'd say the most normal place is jazz, maybe in metal, but normally its function is 2 that will take you to 5 and then take you to 1 in minor. That's the most normal time. But let's check it out anyway, right? So, right, we have our normal C major scale, but now all we do is play from B to B. So B is just before C. Listen to the quality it gives, the special sound. Now essentially, this is like a minor scale in some sense, but remember this is a diminished chord, right? So it's also like some type of a diminished scale because it's a diminished chord. So it has this kind of quality, and a diminished chord in general, or like this, it's pretty dissonant, you know? So anyway, let's go ahead, and I think the best place that we can play it is actually just how we did it. So it's just like a normal C major scale, except we're going to start on B and end on B. So, just like our normal scale, we start on B. That would be 2 octaves of a B Locrian scale. Or we can just go B to B 1 octave. And then from there, okay, and you could play if you want to. That's just in the position, it's available. So anyway, let's go ahead and play with it, right? Let's play with it like a mode, how I just played it in the intro. In the intro, I'm playing a B minor 7 flat 5 chord. Or B half diminished, right? We talked about this. So that's what I'm playing. Let's go ahead and play with it, right? So if you really want to play like a Locrian sound, play from B to F. And this interval is a diminished 5th interval. It's very dissonant. You know when you hear an ambulance going by? Here's the most common time you hear Locrian. When you hear an ambulance going by, or it goes, right? This is the sound you hear. And that's because that sound is like the most alarming sound. It's like, ah! And actually that sound used to be called Diablos in Musica, which is like the devil in music. And a few hundred years ago, really not that long ago, that sound was banned from the church. You weren't allowed to play that because it was so dissonant. They called it the devil in music. How funny. But not long after, you can find much beauty in that. You know, it's used to resolve into a new sound. So, like I said, it's very rare that we just play from B to B like that. But let's do it to hear that sound, all right? So here's my B half diminished chord, and remember to hang on B. And if you really want to play B and F. Okay, so you go ahead now and try it out. Remember, it's just like a C major scale that we already know, but we're going to start on B. Okay? Go ahead. Alright, so there you go, right? There is your B Locrian sound with your B half diminished chord. Alright? So, like I said, the most common time you're going to use this sound is if you're playing like B minor 7 flat 5 to E7 to A minor. That's very normal. And then if you just play the arpeggio of B minor 7 flat 5, so we take B and we skip a note to D, skip a note to F, skip a note to A, that's a good way to use it. So right there I played a B minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio, leading into E7, the 5 chord, and A minor, right? So that's what's common. So I recommend practicing the arpeggio of a B minor 7 flat 5 chord. So skipping a note from B, right? It's going to be useful in minor keys. That's the most useful place I see this really working out. But if you really just want to like create a scary vibe or something, you can do it by using this mode. Alright, so that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and practice it. Play with it. You know, see how scary you can get. Right? Just have fun. And maybe a good challenge would be to create something beautiful out of using that dissonant scale. Okay? Try it out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning about this mode and get to practicing it, and we'll see you in the next lesson.